Mic check. Yo! King of the Pit TV. Des ROCKSTEADY. The Smiths, the Queen is dead. Alright. I would say it was quite fitting. It's not been fitting for some time. Living over here in England, I remember very well when the Queen passed. And I was kind of gutted actually, because all the way down the main roads and the motorways and whatnot, where they would have the signs that stated like diversion on the A60 whatever and so on and so forth, like give you a heads up, it said rest in peace Queen Elizabeth, and then the years below. And I didn't manage to get a photo beside one of them. Do I care about the aristocracy? Do I fuck? But you know, it's I think she was the longest serving queen ever, like potentially. I don't know if it was royalty in general, like leadership. I don't know. Like I said, I don't care. It's a load of shit. So we got the Smiths devoted to my man Ray. Thank you very much for the recommendation, Ray. We're gonna have some good recommendations from my man coming up. Starting off with the debut. Not the debut of the Smiths, but the debut of Ray's recommendations. That is The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. It's been a minute since we returned to the Smiths. Done a couple of albums on this channel, and now we're here. Shall we jump in straight away? We've got the self-titled. It's the longest one on the record at 6 minutes 26. Let's go. Bit of Moz tonight.
Between arches, her very lowness with her head in a sling. I'm truly sorry, but it sounds like a wonderful thing. I say, Charles, don't you ever crave to appear on the front of the Daily Mail, dressed in your mother's bridal veil?
Who's depicted on the front cover? Does anybody know? 1986, Warner Music. This is quite unique for a band like this, right? To produce so many shorter songs on the record. Frankly, Mr. Shankly is 2 minutes 18 seconds long. Vicar and the Tutu is 2 minutes 24. Cemetery Gates 2 minutes 41. You know, on a 10-track record, a band like the Smiths, I find that quite unique. You know, because of the poetic value of the music, you would think it would need a moment to express what needs to be said, you know, and not compile it into a more shorter form.
We can go for a walk where it's quiet and dry and talk about precious things. But when you're tied to your mother's apron, no one talks about castration. We can go for a walk where it's quiet and dry and talk about precious things.
If you're not from England, right, and you want to find something odd, have a look at the painting that was commissioned and unveiled by King Charles. He who is in current leadership of the aristocracy, the King of England. Have a look at the painting that was unveiled by him not so long back, maybe a year or two back, between that time now. Have a look at that. That's the one painting that's really been put at the forefront of his reign. And he did a bit of a photo shoot with it. And just have a look at that. I'm not gonna ruin it for you and go into any further detail. But if you don't think, there's something odd going on with this world, it'll be fascinating for you to have a look at that and make sense of what it depicts. And just because you might not pick up on it, because it's a fine detail, but there's a butterfly in that painting as well, the monarch butterfly, alright? Have a look into the symbolism of the monarch butterfly and what it links to, You'll find some interesting stuff. I think the Smiths are great. I think they're unique. I think instrumentally they're a very talented band, but I raise a question. If there was a band like the Smiths that, didn't get put in position, so they didn't have family they started like any humble local band, and they were around now, do you think they would be able to garner the success of the Smiths of the 80s? Do you think this is a symbol of the 80s? Obviously, the Smiths of today would have different topics, different context matter, different societal critique, but what do you think? Because listening to this does sound like an 80s record. It does have that 80s sound to it, Which is part of the charm. Listen to that snare. What a corker to start the record off, eh? Powerhouse of a track to start that record off. Proper good. The outro's great as well. Mozza leaving the scene to allow the band to show off, you know, their grooves and moves to the end. Great track to start this off. Yeah, fantastic. Frankly, Mr. Shankly is coming up next.